Ophiuchus, hi, this is your January 2025 reading and what to expect. You came up as your energy, Four of Wands, in the middle of your spread. This is like a breakdown in communication. It could be for some of you a home conflict where you felt like you've been on your own for a while now. Like you don't even have energy to argue anymore. There's been a lot of debating. There's tension in the home, struggle, strife, at odds and feeling uptight. And for some of you, this is home. For some of you, this is work. For some of you, this is a community. Just not feeling like you're able to get past it right now. You feel almost trapped with the Devil card there. And it's making you look at your attachment to this job, to this relationship, how like the toxic codependency, like, what do I do next? Like, how do I even go forward on my own, right? Like, so January and February, you're going to be Two of Pentacles. You're going to be embodying that energy of like figuring out, weighing out decisions. You know, you're going to have multiple priorities. And you're going to learn time management. You're going to learn how to be adaptable. You're going to balance this decision out. Let's see what the Two of Pentacles is here. Because you haven't been fulfilled. Like for some of you for a year now, for 2 years, some of you more, maybe 5 years or more. So you are meant to be, like if some of you want to be a mother, like that's still there, but you know, you may not have room for it. You might want a relationship, but you really don't have room for it because you're trapped in the 9-to-5 matrix, false sense of security, having a job. And a lot of us forfeit our dreams, you know, for that handsome salary, right? Like, and that's secure, playing it safe. And it leads you to this point of having blocks and feeling selfish to want to do your own thing, or I'm not creative enough. Like you get so overwhelmed, it's made you anxious because you've been in this environment that is so competitive. It's not emotionally fulfilling anymore. You're not allowed to be your authentic self. Like you just want to run. And I think, you know, there could be a fresh new start, you know, for you coming up. And for some of you, I'm also getting some family like things with a sibling or a neighbor that you could be you might have a new start in communication with. There might be some improvement there, right? Like you always prioritize this sibling. You always help them, and you're both now able to talk things through where maybe you weren't able to before. So in January, Ophiuchus, there's going to be a door that slams shut, right? And it's going to be like things are going to be out of your hands. You're going to have to learn to work with what's happening, and it's going to be a great experience, and it's a chance for your soul to evolve, right? You're going to, and forgiving someone, this might entail forgiving someone you don't want to forgive, but it's going to allow you to move on, right? So just remember that what's meant for you will never pass you by, okay? But once this door is shut to this job, to this relationship, to this connection, to this community, to this old way of thinking, believing, and being, it's not going to reopen. And it's going to get you back on track in alignment to where your higher next calling is calling you. And forgiveness will set you free, right? So free of the karma. And you're going to regain your control, and you're going to be more at ease, and you're going to learn to let it unfold. So you're going through a massive awakening, a transformation, stuck between the past and anxious about the future, which makes you a little bit less present, right? So if you need some help with getting through this cycle and getting your energy levels up and stop delaying your own success, and you feel you're at a standstill, book a session with me, and we can help you sort that out. Because there's like a fear of sacrifice there. You're like at a maybe instead of a full yes, right? To whatever, you know, situation or newness that you're looking for. You feel like there's a bondage energy there. You feel enslaved almost. You like, it made you doubt yourself when normally you're a risk taker. It's hard for you to integrate the shadow side in January with whatever situation this is, but it's like there's a part of you that like, this is all I know. What else do I know to do? I've been doing this for years, 8 years. How can I just quit my job, or how can I just leave this relationship? I don't even know who I am or who I'm becoming. So nurture yourself through this process. Unconditional love attracts is the highest form of love there is. So let's see why the Empress is in reverse. You could be so hard on yourself. Yeah. So you become this like negative, like with this negative self-talk, you talk you don't talk nice to yourself, and if it's someone that's not kind to you, it's time to release them, right? And move away from anyone or anything that makes you feel toxic. And if this is your love life, you can improve your love life, your intimacy in the bedroom, your sex life, like make effort. You know what I'm saying? Like make effort to feel good inside about your body. Maybe you're not feeling yourself in your present weight. Maybe you don't feel you've let yourself go, right? So for some of you, it could be you have suspicions, that you, and it's making you hold a grudge with this person. And I feel like grudges are toxic. You're holding that in. You're poisoning your own well-being in that way. So there's an end of an argument coming, and for some Ophiuchus that's listening to this. Let's pull a little bit more tarot. If it's work, I feel like if this is your boss, you could see that they're not going out of their way for you like the way they used to. Like you don't feel as fully supported anymore. And whatever happens, Ophiuchus, you're going to leave this, you're going to leave this way of life. There is an ending coming. There is a transformation leading you to your new beginning in January and February. And it could be a sudden change that's going to affect how you move more. You're going to move more towards your own personal goals. You're going to start to trust yourself. Okay. You may not like being out there, you may not like social media, or you like social media but you can't really post because on the weekends you want to post your stuff, but on Monday you're like fearing what everyone's thinking of you because it's such a, the matrix and a lot of these institutions. I know where I was working, it felt awkward like to post something and then come into work on a Monday. I feel like there's no sense of privacy almost, or I felt awkward to be my individual authentic self. It just, I don't know, the environment was not set up for collaboration. It was set up for competition, and it was so toxic, so I left. But anyway, you're going to step it up into your vibrancy. You are going to start to trust yourself and your natural confidence. I can help you with this if you're struggling with trusting yourself and your intuition, and I can help you tune into your inner guidance system and help you bring back that zest for life. Your determination and your willpower do come back. So I'm excited. Let's see, like you might even start something and it's going to be successful. It could be a side gig that you do. It could be you creating something. Some of you are going to create, jewelry. Some of you are going to create art. Some of you are going to grow something. Some of you want to start taking care of your health and wellness, and that way you can have, get your body ready to be a mommy someday. Like you want to start getting on this path, and you will, because I feel like you've been every queen in the deck already, and that leads to Empress, right? But in reverse is like setting you back to go back to be a queen again. So there could be some more lessons you're feeling you have to learn, or there could be some attachments that you're being asked to let go of, right? So in January, to get through this little turbulence here, to help you get through it a little smoother, work on communing with the unseen, which are your spirit guides, your galactic guides, universe, source, right? Something bigger than yourself. Trust your vision at this time, right? And don't be afraid of the dark. Go face it. Like you probably have untapped talents there that you've shut off. So again, Ophiuchus, you're gonna have patience as you ride this tricky energy in January off, okay? And yes, like if you were to do something, different if you were to change careers and decide to travel the world and work more on your personal goals and soul search and figure out what it is that you're here to do. That's wonderful. um, you're going to be able to do it, because if it's something you absolutely love, it's not work, it's natural for you. You will have business intuition. You will be guided on what to do, where to spend, and we all have to be okay with making mistakes, because we keep trying until we try all the solutions and get rid of the ones that don't work. And that's a never ending process. That's not something like, oh, I perfected it, oh, I found the thing, oh, I hacked, I found how to go viral. Like, no, it's you're consistently growing as you nurture yourself and hold space for your gifts and your talents, and nurture those things. Like, work on one thing that you're really good at. Come for a life path reading, Ophiuchus. I feel like I can support you with that, because there's an end of this tough cycle that's like approaching for you. And how hard are you willing to work for what you want? It's going to require a little effort, right? So if this is a job, this is your sign to exit, right? And face reality and make a plan, like, because you do have great work ethics and you know it. Let's pull you an astrology card. Two came out. I'm going to take the moon. So the moon, wherever is where your emotions, how we function, our emotions in that zodiac. So for me, my moon is in Scorpio, right? And the moon rules Cancer. So the moon has to do with instincts, subconscious, emotions, intuition, childhood, inner personality, intimate self, primal energy, receptivity, and cycles. So that's what this reading said, right? You having to go through another cycle. You've learned some things in the past. I see some of you has really closed out a cycle and learned more personal boundaries, and you've accomplished better things. But you're in a new you got a little bit stagnant, so we go through cycles. That's what life is. It's just cycles. So the moon in each sign of the zodiac is in each sign of the zodiac for about 2 to 3 days each month. So it travels through all the signs during the course of the month. And your moon sign, wherever your moon is, it represents your internal personality, right? And childhood. It shows your emotional response to situations and how you interact intimately with other people. So, it's now that I read that, it reminded me, like, with my moon in Scorpio, I feel like I'm still the same way when I was a little girl. Like, I always like the deeper things. I was always I like my time alone, exploring and reading and researching. Like, that really hasn't changed. I'm still that way now. It may have been blocked when I was working. As a teacher, I didn't have as much time to explore and research and do the things I love. But now I made it a point to, I'm in alignment with my purpose. So I'm able to tune into that inner child. It's necessary for her to come out and play every day for me to share my gifts with you. Ophiuchus, come